So the question is it possible to pack out your stylists in one single day? Well, according to Salon Extreme, it is more than possible, and I'll explain to you why. In 1989, 1,000 million years ago, when I opened my very first salon, I very quickly discovered that having all the skills in your hands wasn't quite enough to make people walk through the door and spend their money in their salon. It wasn't enough to establish me as the #1 salon in the village. It wasn't enough for me to just be the best at what I do to fill that salon. And of course it didn't. Suddenly I'm facing all these different weekends. You know, on a Saturday when I had to get paid and had to pay bills. Another Saturday I had to get paid and pay bills. And eventually to the point there wasn't enough cash to pay anything. And then before you know it, I was behind with all my invoices, with all my bills, and even ultimately my tax. So I understand how it is going into the salon. If you're busy or only half busy and you want to get someone else busy as well, or you want to get your other 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 stylists busy at the same time. So the real question is it possible to get them busy really fast? The answer is yes. So here we go. Here's how. I had the same problem you probably have, which is packing them out. So what I did is I spent probably thousands of pounds, in fact probably tens of thousands of pounds over the years, working out and reading, researching on little systems that I could pull together to make work in my salon. And I'm going to tell you one of them right now for free, absolutely totally free. One thing I used to do is I used to get to the salon in the morning, and this was after a couple of years, and I created what I call a 12-stack system, or what I now call stack marketing. So basically what this was, it was I don't have any paper here, a piece of A4 paper, and on the A4 paper what I would do is I would write 12 things that had to be done every single morning in the salon before the salon got started to make sure the salon was being marketed on that day. So it wasn't marketing as in put an advert in the newspaper every now and then. It wasn't marketing like where you're told to just put some stuff on Facebook posts and hope that somebody calls. This was very active, it was very direct, and it worked. But the interesting thing for me was that after 3 months I almost gave up. Then after 6 months I started to see the effect coming into the salon. Then after 9 months the salon was just getting busy, the staff were busy, the salon was packed, and after 18 months we were the #1 salon in a town of over 35 salons. And quite honestly I wasn't really sure what I was doing at the time. I was just blundering through everything, and thankfully things were working in the salon. Now of course this is a system I used all the way through to 2003, really didn't change it too much. And since then, up until 2016, I still use that exact same system on multiple businesses, on hairdressing salons, on beauty salons, on barbershops. The only difference is the engagement factor. In other words, I'm using things like YouTube, things like Facebook, things like other social media, email interaction, text messaging and so on to make sure businesses are busier. And of course all the service add-ons that go with that. So listen, I'm really thrilled to announce after all these years I'm finally doing a first Insight Day, which we've called Salon Column Builder Extreme 21 Live. It's an Insight Day that just lasts one day, really cheap. In fact, so too cheap, I didn't want to do it this cheap. It's £125 per head, plus you can bring a friend for half price as well. There's an early bird ticket on the page as well. But what you'll be learning on this day is some really basic but extremely powerful column builder skills. In other words, things that you can do, things that I did myself, things that I transformed a salon recently in Scotland, transformed a salon in London recently, transformed a salon in Australia recently, one in America recently, and hundreds of other salons all over the world. Transform them using these very same processes. Here's how it works. You go into the salon in the morning, your appointment book is empty. I'll show you how to spend 60 minutes of that dead morning to make sure the salon is busy by lunchtime. Some of this stuff is so powerful, I absolutely guarantee that although you're going to invest £125, which is nothing by the way, £125 into a 1-day insight day, I promise I will show you by the end of the day a way on how you can return 4 times £125 back into your Salon bank account. So in actual fact, this training will cost you 0. Some of the things we'll be going through, of course, is things that you can do online. Some of the most powerful things I'll show you how to do, you can do with an iPhone. And of course, the other cool thing is, remember, I've been doing this stuff for a long time. Been working and training in the hair and beauty industry for a long time. So you'll be able to ask me questions on the problems that you have. Why do my stylists leave? What do I do when my stylists leave? How do I get my stylist busy? What's the best way to get my salon busy? How do I set my prices and other types of things? How do you make these things really work in your salon? So it's very close, very up close and personal. We only have a small place, so it's only for a small few people. It'll be, if it's 10, it'll be 10 at the most. There's not going to be hundreds and hundreds of people there. Just you and me, a few other friends, salon owners around the table, talking about business, mastermind business, but going through a set of highly proven, highly tested tools that have delivered hundreds upon thousands and even millions of pounds in sales for salons en masse. So a powerful day. In fact, probably one of the most powerful days you will spend in your salon, for your salon. I can absolutely guarantee that. All you have to do is make sure you have the time. It's May the 8th. Go to the page. All the details are on the page. Some of the details might change slightly. I'll give you the location. Our headquarters is in Hale. Hale is near Altrincham. Altrincham is near Manchester, England. That's where we'll be doing the day. And please come along. You'll find it exciting. But I can tell you now, as always, our marketing goes out to thousands upon thousands of salon owners just like yourself, and whenever we do any trainings of any kind, webinars online, they do sell it very, very quickly. And if you leave it too late and you don't get a ticket, you'll understand why. But of course, we'll be doing them again in the future. So on May the 8th, we'll be doing this training. We'd love to see you there. We'd love to talk about your salon, talk about your salon problems, and more importantly, show you how to get your salon completely packed, completely ram-jam packed, using something you wish you discovered years ago. I promise you that. And again, let me take you back to my salons. When I sold my salons in 2003, they were the #1 positioned, we were the highest priced, and we were the busiest salons for miles, hundreds of miles. And even more important was, in 2003, I had spent 3 years completely off the salon floor, just managing my manager who managed my salons. I'll show you exactly. And just paying for that one piece of information is worth £10,000 in itself, as you'll find out when we talk. So I look forward to seeing you in Hale, near Manchester. All the details are on the page. There is a link below this. In Hale in Manchester on May the 8th. So we will see you then. Thanks for listening.